This is the most important video I made in a very long time, so make sure to watch the full video. We're talking about how to build that body and master your mind, and it will have women craving you. And I'm not going to focus on the women too much in this video, so I know a lot of guys are going to click off, oh, we don't want to hear about mental health and stuff like that, but this video can change your life if you just watch it and apply it. So I got some stats, so I just want to get this out the way. We can all agree that men are very weak in the year 2025. Over 1 in 10 men are on antidepressants. 4 in 10 men are obese. 40% of American men are obese. Obese is extremely fat. Extremely fat. And 13% of men are alcoholics. So I think we can all agree those are some very bad numbers. 40% of men are obese. 13% of men are alcoholics. And 1 in 10 men are on antidepressants. And we know a lot of men in America are struggling with their mental health. So we're going to talk about it today. Because recently I had a conversation with Mac and Cheese Girl, the feminist girl. And she's very open-minded. I like having conversations with her. And I don't know how it came up, but we started talking about antidepressants. I'm like, I'm strongly against antidepressants. I don't believe in them. I think they force them on people way too quickly and way too easily. And she's like, yeah, I agree with you. But some people just have that chemical imbalance, and I needed some help. A lot of other people need help. And I said, yes, I think certain people are more inclined to have mental health issues. I agree with you. Maybe a very small amount of people do need antidepressants, but it's definitely not 1 in 10 men, right? So we keep talking about it. And I told her, like, I think it's the way people are living. Actually, the numbers show that it's the way people are living. When you see people in the city, they suffer with more anxiety or mental health issues because they're living in a more unnatural way. A lot of our issues, if you look how they live in the East, go back to the basics of eating better, of taking care of yourself, doing some cardio, exercising. It always comes back down to the basics. You think your mental health is so messed up? Why? If you ask someone with a whole bunch of mental health issues, you ask them, why do you think you're so messed up? And they'll give you like 1,000 different reasons. And most of the reasons are very inaccurate. Usually it's because your diet's messed up. You're overweight. You're not getting the proper nutrients that your body is craving. You're not exercising. When was the last time you did something you were proud of? Of course you feel like shit. But the doctor's not going to tell you that. The doctor is going to try to sell you something. Get you on that reoccurring. They keep making money off you. That pharmacy keeps pumping money. They want you addicted to these drugs. They don't really care about you. They don't really care about your well-being. So if you're struggling with mental health issues, this is what I told the girl. I said, I think it should be a last resort. If you're out of shape, of course you feel like shit. Right? I said, for me, if I was obese, if I never had body game, I can't imagine what my life would be like. Because I used to always think I'm just naturally a chill guy. I'm just naturally chill. I'm a cool guy. And my brother is quite the opposite. And people used to be like, how are you so chill, Cole? Why are you so chill? And then I thought about it, like, I'm just that way. But then when I reflect on my life, I was like, no, I used to get really mad as a kid. Boy, I used to get really mad as a kid. I used to bite my lip so hard that it would start bleeding. And I remember multiple occasions of this happening. Now, I think I still am on a more like chill side. Like, that is part of my personality. And certain things are a part of your genetics. I think some guys are more inclined to have mental health issues. But I tell y'all that to say this. I really started becoming more chill when I started working out. And anytime I had hard times in my life, maybe going through a breakup, maybe you get betrayed by family, friends, maybe death happens in your family, exercising always made me bounce back. You go get in that gym and you lift that heavy weight. You go on a run. Exercising, body game can change your life. Taking your diet seriously. Having meaningful relationships. And that's why I'm not one of these guys that just push body game and, oh, we just trying to smash these chicks. We don't take them serious. No, you want meaningful relationships in your life. Now, I know most of these women dirtbags, but you should still be on the hunt for that meaningful relationship. Because a lot of these guys, the MGTOW and stuff like that, a lot of these guys just end up lonely. Men going their own way, now you just by yourself. That's not a part of your human nature. You should want to be around people. You should want to be around loved ones. And that's why I mentioned my dad in a video before. And I got some backlash. They're like, you shouldn't be talking about your dad like that. You're disrespecting him. I'm saying the truth. And he said he doesn't care who knows his business, so I'll use him as a teaching moment. And I think I have a very good father, but I think he could have been great. You know, he did good with what he had, because the times my dad grew up, he grew up in the 1960s, segregation. He was taught that he was inferior. And I remember I was talking to this one girl. She was from Pennsylvania. This was a while ago. And she was talking about how very Republican, and we have a lot of similar beliefs. But she's like, I don't like how like they push the whole racism thing. And I said, I get it. Sometimes they go too far, but you have to understand racism did a number on black folks. And it did a number on my dad, and I can see that in my father. Racism, slavery, segregation, that whole movement, Jim Crow, that did a number on them. Because my dad still feels inferior today. That's why he will send all his money away to the Philippines. Because he doesn't value himself. And I told him this. Like, maybe you're right. When he really thinks about it, sits down, maybe you're right. And I'm just happy he can actually take in other people's opinion. Now, is he going to act on it? Probably not. He's been living on this wiring for such a long time. That's what he used to doing. But I said that did a number on him. Like, imagine growing up and you can't drink out this water fountain. You can't swim in this pool. Y'all got to go swim in the swamp. You're taught that you're inferior. And my dad, he'll say, I'm a minimalist, but people always cope. I said, when have you not been a minimalist? When have you ever had nice things in your life? He'll say, oh, I don't care about any of that nice stuff. And yada. When have you ever had nice stuff in your life? Oh, you never did? But you're saying you don't care about that. And I'm not saying that materialistic stuff is so important and other stuff like that. But it's like, my dad was sleeping on an air mattress for a long time, making over $100K. It's obvious he doesn't really value himself. And that probably goes back to his childhood. And I seen how his dad was. My grandpa was. You know, I think my dad came a very far way, and he did a very good job of what he had. But he still could have did more. You know, he still never looked at why he does the thing he does and make a change on it. And that's when I really realized how important relationships were, because I'm like, he's telling me that relationships aren't that important, but now he got this half-assed relationship with some lady that's fleecing him for money. So obviously it is very important. You know, and that's what I had to realize. And I just use him because that was a big learning moment in my life. I'm not here to drag him through the dirt. I think my dad's a really good man. He's a very nice, kind man. He's a very caring man. And I got a lot of love for him. But that doesn't mean I can't acknowledge his faults. Just like I come on here and I acknowledge my faults. You know, and I see how some people can say that's disrespectful and stuff. I'm just using it for a learning moment. Let's learn from it. You know, because y'all might be in the same situation. You looking at your father and he's slacking off. You looking at your father, he's an alcoholic. And you might just have to accept him for who he is. And sometimes that's tough. But you gotta accept him who he is and say, I don't want to be on the same type of timing. You know, some kids, they'll see their father alcoholic, end up alcoholic. Some people see their father, he's an alcoholic, they said, I'm never touching alcohol. You make the decision. You have complete control over your life. But that's why you need to make the decision to live in a more natural way. People in urban cities are 77% more likely to develop an anxiety disorder. So what does that tell you? That the way we're living is causing us to have issues, causing us to have mental issues, right? The advance of technology hasn't made us any closer. So if you really want to live a fulfilling life and feel good about yourself, you have to focus on your health. You have to focus on your body. You have to watch the foods we eat, man, because they don't give a fuck about us. This government doesn't care about you. They'll put any food in our systems, and as long as it's making profit, we just worried about GDP. They don't care about you. So you have to care about yourself. So watch the foods you eat, make sure you're exercising, and have meaningful relationships. You know, I might come on here and talk about, oh, this how you smash your chick, this how you do this, oh, tell y'all some crazy story times. But the most important things, meaningful relationships, eating a healthy diet, and getting in that gym, taking care of yourself. I don't care what form, what shape you're exercising, what type of training you're doing. Get moving. Push yourself. Try new things. Because a lot of guys out here have mental health issues, and it's because your actions on a daily basis. Like I said, some guys might be more inclined to have health issues, to have mental health issues, but majority of you guys dealing with mental health issues, you're playing a video game all day. You're drinking all these goddamn energy drinks 24/7. You haven't been with a woman in the past couple of years, or you never been with a woman. You're playing with your meat and watching Pornhub all night. Of course you feel like shit because you're getting half-ass everything. You're eating this half-ass food. You're playing a video game instead of going outside and trying to accomplish stuff. You don't have any goals. Of course you feel like shit. Of course you don't feel good about yourself. And that can all change. You just got to make the step to change it. I always tell y'all, man, don't try to go from 0 to 100. Take that first step by getting a gym membership. Take that first step by saying I'm cutting out soda this month. Take that first step by approaching that girl that you've been thinking about approaching. Take that first step by joining a run club, by doing a boxing class. Take that first step. Instead of having all these excuses. Because how you end up in life, it's all determined on you. You can blame your parents. You can blame the government. But you make the decision where you end up in life. And when you really take your diet serious, when you take your body serious, when you start looking for meaningful relationships, you're going to beat out most of these guys. Because I told y'all, 40% of these guys are obese. Obese is fat as hell. One of these 10 guys, antidepressants, that's weak-minded. So you don't have a lot of competition. When you really lock in, you'll beat out damn near everybody. Because a lot of these people are bluffing. A lot of these people out here are faking it. And they really aren't confident. They really don't believe in themselves. They really don't feel good about themselves. Most of these people are faking it out here, I promise you. But that's all I got for y'all today. Take your fitness serious and have meaningful relationships. Because I was missing that relationship part for a long time because my dad. I was following my dad's steps and I said, I can't follow him in that aspect. Because he got a half-assed relationship, but he's telling me it's not important. So he suffered because of that. And a lot of times when people are lonely, they won't admit to it. They'll just cope. And that's what I realized. But that's all I got for y'all today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't. And I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.